But let's be honest, an alpha is a game they plan on removing for further development. They left this out and they were like, oh, you guys said that you wanted us to leave it out, so you know, you can't blame us for bugs. It's an alpha. It's a marketing thing. Let's be honest. This is like past beta. They're just calling it an alpha to excuse the bugs. This is why, you guys, I keep thinking like I don't trust these developers as far as I can throw them at all. Like I know when you're being lied to. It's like so fucking obvious. $13, it's not a big deal. I get it. When the game's feeling great, it's cool. I mean, there's still some crucial bugs they need to fix. Like crashing is something that's happening a lot to people, and they don't have a load back in a raid system. Okay, look, you can call it alpha all you want. We know it's not, but you can call it alpha all you want. But that's a serious oversight. That, to me, you're just telling me your head is up your ass, you know? I think Showdown is worth $13 even if you play it once a month, real fun game. Exactly. I think it's a fairly well put together game. I totally agree with that. The thing I don't agree with is the lack of support and the fact that they were telling people there's going to be seasons and regular content updates. And guess what? No, there's not. So that's another issue. But can they be forgiven because there was less interest shown in the game? Like, is that, if that's their reason, then cool. The thing is instead of just telling us that, they've tried to like lie around it again. And I'm just like, what are you doing, man? What is with these guys and having like their heads so far up their ass that they can't even admit? People, yeah, I mean, people are far more forgiving than you think. And it may not seem like that because the gamers in this industry are so fucking insane and like spazzing out. But that's because the studios are lying to them constantly. There's so many fucking lies and bullshit. No wonder everyone's so pissed off all the time. I've actually been listening to the community through and actually making fixes to the game. Yeah, I mean, there's still things, man. There's still things. Like, I would say there are still things that I'm really wanting to see in this game. If they're going to be charging people for this game, there's just certain things that they got to be doing. What would you have done in their shoes? Just curious. Like, clearly the battle royale was no longer sustainable. Not saying it's right. It's just don't know what I would have done the same position. Yeah, totally like fair question. Like, what I would have done, okay, because I read the statement, right, when they stopped supporting the battle royale, and I really feel this was kind of gaslighting. It was like, hey guys, we're going to rethink the future of the battle royale. We're rethinking the future. We want to step back a little. I forget what the statement was exactly. They didn't say they were going to step back from it. Rethinking the future. What they could have done, think about being honest for a second. Be like, look, the statement could have gone more like we did, and I really do like think this is a viable excuse. They were like, look, we did a season 1 patch with cars and a bunch of cool shit. We think that was viable. I do think that was viable. They added cars, it was really cool. Like they had a cool update. It was decent, right? We put out a season 1 update. It did not show as much interest as we were hoping. It does not help fund the game when there was this few people buying the game. Like, we really thought we wanted to push it. We put in our best efforts for season 1 and it just didn't go. Like, you guys are showing us there's just not much interest. Sorry. Like, maybe like a nice apology. You've been like, sorry guys. Like, I know a lot of you were looking forward to this and looking forward to the future of the game, but there's not enough interest. Like, if they were to just say that, we would have been like, I'm sure a lot of people would have fucking spazzed, but look, how can you argue with that? People aren't interested in the game. Okay, cool. And I get that's kind of calling yourself out and being like, oh, the game was good, but there was not much interest in it. Seems like bullshit. But I do agree with that. I think the game was decent, despite some major issues, for sure. There were some problems. Other than that, it was a decent game, and I think they really tried. There just wasn't enough interest. You couldn't fund the game. So they were like, look, we're moving on to another project, which they said, we want to do other projects. We apologize, but there just isn't interest. If they just went for that like kind of honesty point, I think it would have been way better. But now I'm sitting here. So now I sit here from that announcement thinking, I don't trust anything these guys say. I don't trust that this game is going to come out and there's going to be regular updates. I don't trust that any bug that's in this game is going to get fixed because they just kind of bullshitted us in the battle royale. Just say the truth, and then maybe I'll be like, okay, it makes sense. And then I would be like, yeah, that's fine. I totally understand. If this game has a lot more interest, they're going to update it, because that's what they told us the last time. But the thing is they didn't. So that's all I'm saying, right? I'm trying to say the same thing like 3 times. So like, get what I'm trying to get at here, but essentially it's be honest, right? But yeah, they need to, so at this point, they need to show me with actions, like way more actions than they have now. Like there's no way they're going to be like, yeah, extraction mode with regular updates, which they haven't even fucking said. There's no way I'm going to be like, yeah, like right on, and just like forget Showdown. Anyway, that's all I'm saying. I don't trust it. I don't like it. Yeah, but you could look at their history with the OG contractors and how it's had updates since 2017, showing if people play the game, they will continue to support it. I totally agree with that. But like, why haven't they said that? You know what I mean? Like, what would be their reason for them not actually stating anything like that? Is it because it kind of makes their company look bad? Be like, look, is it because you're admitting the game isn't interesting? I think I would understand that. I think that would be like like if I had to conjure a reason of why you'd have to be slightly dishonest. And what it's called, they aren't outwardly lying to us, but it is called lying by omission. That means you're leaving stuff out, right? They're not giving us reasons why they're doing stuff. They're just like, oh, we're going to rethink the approach of Showdown. In other words, we're going to step back from doing updates for the game. And yes, that doesn't sound very good, but like at least there's way more honesty in it. Maybe pride, maybe. We don't know, right? And that not knowing makes me go, okay, well, I don't want to support your ExfilZone. Like, what if you just fuck off? Give me a reason. If I had a reason, then I would know, hey, I really liked your battle royale, but you said there wasn't as much interest in it. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, fair enough. I liked it. Not many other people did. Sucks to be me. I get it. Why would you continue supporting that game? I feel like I personally would be more forgiving. I don't know. I think they just expect people to know how games work as a business, so maybe they don't feel they need to say it, but they could definitely speak up. Oh yeah, for sure. I just don't like I get video games are tough and there's a lot of very passionate people who make these games, but why do you have to take that weird marketing, like dishonest approach? I just don't understand that. These people are clearly smart in business. I think if these people applied their knowledge to some other business, they would do really well. VR gaming is such a niche, weird space. There's no reason to be here if you're solely looking for money. I believe these people are actually passionate about what they're doing. It's just they're taking this weird flip-floppy approach. It just doesn't make any sense. I have some faith. Again, I had the same mentality with Tabor, and look where that got me. Yeah. You just got to be careful, guys. Have fun with the games. Buy games. If you're gonna get tons of hours out of it, fuck yeah, buy the game. There's tons of value there, but just know what you're buying, right? All I ask out of people is just be aware of what you're purchasing. Don't have your expectations so high that if these guys lie to you, like you're going to be like, what the fuck? Just know that there's a possibility that there's going to be possibly some dishonest marketing going on. It also could look bad to investors admitting your game is a failure. Exactly. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. See, investors that are like investing have no idea what gaming is. Like they're really like unaware of like what VR gaming is. They hobbyists, they're not like, some of them are, but like a lot of them aren't. A lot of them are just looking to get their money back. What's the return? When can I expect my return? And the numbers on that sheet of paper compared to just investing in like a product or something, they look like shit compared to like a normal business investment. So yeah, like gaming on the business side it's sketchy. Let's say we have to like really appease these investor guys because they are only looking at numbers here. And for our company to continue going, for us to continue to push something we're really passionate about, I have to be on the phone with these idiots every month talking about, and they're asking questions like what the fuck? Like, what, you got 5-year, 8-year plan on this? Like, that's really far. Yeah, like having to like convince these guys, right? It's just like, oh my God. Like, and I get that is kind of a thing in all products. Like, say if you're looking for investors, yeah, there's a level of having to convince them that you're going to give them a return in a certain amount of time on a spreadsheet, being like, this is our plan, this is our goals, this is what we're going to achieve, this is the expected return on investment, blah 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 blah. But with gaming, if you were really really honest with that on a spreadsheet for like a VR game, like I said before, it would look like shit compared to like normal investor would be like, yeah, that looks like a great opportunity. They would look at basically anything else and be like, well, their metrics look way better. If they decided to invest in hot sauce or something, be like, well, I'm going to get my return faster. The percentages look even better. The business model looks way more straightforward and has less risk, right? You make hot sauce, it's good, you sell, get a deal with Sobeys, blah, blah, blah. But like in gaming, it's like, oh my God, like there's so many extras to it. And you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? At the end of the day, I'm going to play what I have the most fun with. ExfilZone, as of right now, is a lot of fun, and I fully agree. I personally have faith that the game won't be abandoned, but we'll see. Just keep that, you can be optimistic, but just have that in the back of your mind and be like, look, we might get burned here. And if they do, I think it's worth, saying something about it, man. Be like, look, you guys fucked up. This sucks. Speak up, don't be a troll. Don't fucking threaten devs and shit like that. Like, stuff's crazy, but at least speak honestly. And that's why we see games fall down The DLC rabbit hole, exactly. Because investors go, why don't you sell features in your game for real life money that are add-ons? This is why you have garbage Star Wars Outlaws and fucking what else? The garbage dice games and stuff. Yeah, this is why we see this stuff. Activision's going to, or was it Activision? No, we got Dice, we got Ubisoft going down the hole because that's all they want to do is just appease investors. I wish investors are gamers. So few of them are. They're investors. They like making money and that's it. Carefully optimistic. Exactly. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it for sure. Money makes people blind. It kills passion for sure. It kills passion projects. It kills a vision, right? You guys want a vision? You guys want a beautiful vision, right? That's why like Escape from Tarkov is such an anomaly, right? They were super passion driven. There was a lot of strange things that happened throughout that game's history, such as mass amount of cheaters coming in. And when they saw the dollar signs from cheaters basically getting banned and then rebuying accounts, think about how many millions and tens of millions of dollars they've gotten straight from cheater accounts. Battlestate Games have directly profited tens of millions of dollars from cheater accounts. The incentive to get rid of cheaters via IP bans and stuff, very low. Very fucking low, man. The money is way too good. I think there's a lot of complexity in things. There isn't just straight greed. There isn't just straight bad actors. I think people have more to them than that. I think, yes, there's a level of greed, but there's a level of passion, and they mixed it together, and now you have this weird baby child of that, which is like Escape from Tarkov, which is arguably the best game ever. Also arguably a shit game, you know? Like, you can really say both things. And okay, we're gonna play the game. I'm sorry you guys have to listen to me waffle on, but anyway, but it's super interesting. I'm super interested in this stuff, and that's why I talk about it so much. This stuff just interests me. I have an opinion that I think is right, and I say it, and that's it. That's all I do, and I say it loud. Clearly, people find value in it, right? That's what YouTube is. You're trying to make videos that cause value for people, retrace and do it over again. But I don't think I am. Not so far. The truth hurts, man, especially for certain people. We can see that. I had a very interesting conversation yesterday with a guy who is a big fan of Caveman Studios, who's like a big who put like tons of hours into the battle royale, huge fan, really smart kid, and he has told me he's been ostracized in similar ways for speaking out, and a lot of his points were really reasonable. Like he did not sound full of shit at all. Like, yes, he was very passionate, and I could tell that probably pisses developers off because he's like screaming about issues, right? But he did not seem crazy or hateful in any way. Like he had many really good points about this company. So it just sucks that people like that have to be looked at as like these crazy haters and this and that. Like, I just don't think that's correct.